Thumbs Up King. This emote looks innocent, but it's actually been destroying players since day one. This is the very first emote every single player gets when they start Clash Royale. Launched back in 2016 with the game, Supercell designed it to be the ultimate symbol of good sportsmanship. Like, hey, good game, bro. That was fun. It's completely free, and literally every player owns it. But nobody actually uses it for good sportsmanship anymore. Your opponent barely survives with 1 HP, and you hit them with the thumbs up. They panic place 3 buildings to stop your push, and you give them a thumbs up. They drop max delete barbarians while you're stuck at level 11, and all you can do is give that sarcastic thumbs up back. The whole point was wholesomeness, but the community weaponized it instantly. Now it's just pure passive aggression disguised as being nice. The ding sound is permanently linked to getting mocked, and it's been that way since 2016. But if you think a thumbs up is annoying, wait until you hear this next sound. Laughing King. This emote alone has made players delete the entire game. This default emote from 2016 shows the king throwing his head back, laughing super hard. Tears are literally forming in his eyes from how much he's laughing. This became the go-to celebration after perfect predictions, taking towers, or when your opponent makes obvious mistakes. It's free, so literally everyone has access to this weapon. The problem is players discovered they could spam it infinitely. Not just once or twice to celebrate, like 20 times in a row while your tower is getting destroyed and you can't do anything about it. Your elixir is empty, your tower is at 50 HP, and the laugh just keeps going. It's pure audio torture. Some players turned off emotes permanently just because of this one sound. The laugh has been tilting players for years and it's never stopped being toxic. But this next emote is somehow even more toxic. Crying King. This emote was supposed to show sadness, but it became the most disrespectful thing in gaming. Released in 2016 as one of the 4 default emotes, Supercell thought players would use it after losing a tower or the match. You know, show some emotion, be humble in defeat. That lasted about 5 minutes. Players immediately flipped it and started using it while winning instead. There's nothing worse than watching someone destroy your tower while fake crying about how sad they are. It's basically them saying your pain is so funny they're crying tears of joy. The whole internet caught on, and now it's in memes everywhere. TikTok is full of compilations of people rage quitting after getting hit with crying spam. YouTubers made entire videos about how disrespectful it is. 9 years later, and it's still the most toxic emote. The irony of crying while dominating is what makes it hurt so much more than anything else. And this next one perfectly captures what every player feels at some point. Angry King. This is the emote you use when you're about to throw your phone. The king's face turns completely red with pure rage. There's literal steam shooting out of his head. There's this angry grunt that plays with it. The 4th default emote representing pure tilt and frustration. This is actually the most honest emote in the game. Getting slowly chipped to death by Hog Rider for 3 minutes straight, and you finally just slam this emote. Opponent rushes you early with Elixir Collector into Golem, and you spam Angry. Facing max delete barbarians, while your cards are 2 levels lower, and there's nothing to do except express your rage. The best part is even your opponent understands. They've been there too. It's the one emote where everyone just gets it. Every single player has used this genuinely at least once and it never gets old, but the default emotes are just the beginning, when hogs fly. This free emote is a perfect joke from Supercell. You could redeem this with the code When Hogs Fly. It shows a royal hog just chilling with wings. The name is a reference to the saying When Pigs Fly, like something impossible finally happening, but also a reference to the royal hog's evolution where they actually fly now in the game. The whole community loved this because it's completely free and the joke is perfect. Royal Hogs finally got their evolution, and Supercell made an emote celebrating it. Royal Hogs players instantly adopted it as their signature. Plus, it proves Supercell doesn't always have to paywall the good stuff. The timing was perfect too, since Royal Hogs had been struggling forever and finally got buffed. This emote became an instant classic, and it didn't cost anyone a single gem. But this next emote required being online at the exact right time. Wizard67 Brain Rot. This emote is pure meme energy. The wizard showing the number 67 while wearing a party outfit. Supercell released this in a super cryptic way that made everyone go crazy. It was free, but you had to find hidden links and creator codes that expired super fast. Like you had to be online at the right time and know where to look. Reddit, Discord, and Twitter were flooded with people sharing expiring links. The name 6-7 actually references that it was released exactly 67 days before the start of 2026. Supercell announced this date and made a whole thing about it. The mysterious release made it feel exclusive even though it was technically free. Everyone was hunting for the codes and links before they expired. It became this huge event in the community. The emote became iconic super fast because of how hard it was to get and all the hype around finding it. Plus, it tied into the whole brain rot meme trend happening online at the same time. And these next emotes you actually have to pay for. Goblin Kissing Trophy. This is one of the most controversial emotes in Clash Royale history, a goblin puckering up and kissing a trophy instead of just blowing a kiss. Sounds simple, but this thing became stupidly rare. It was available for a super limited time and barely anyone managed to get it before it disappeared from the shop. Here's where the drama starts. Players who own this emote claim Supercell straight up removed it from their accounts. Like one day they had it and the next day it was just gone. No explanation, no compensation, nothing. The craziest part? Supercell replaced it with a completely different emote. The Night Witch clapping emote just showed up in people's collections instead. The community went absolutely insane trying to figure out what happened. Some people think it was a bug, others think Supercell intentionally deleted it because it was too similar to the regular Goblin Kiss emote. The wildest part is, nobody knows for sure how many players actually own it now. Some claim they still have it. Others say theirs vanished and got swapped. It became this mystery emote that may or may not even exist anymore. If you ever see someone using it, you're either facing someone with an incredibly rare emote or witnessing a glitch. This emote proved that even owning something in the game doesn't mean you'll keep it forever. This is Fine Goblin. This is literally the most depressing emote ever made. Based on the famous This Is Fine meme with the cartoon dog sitting in a burning room, except it's a goblin instead. He's just sitting there calmly sipping coffee while everything around him is on fire. The perfect representation of pretending everything is okay when it's absolutely not. Players instantly connected with this emote on a deep level. Getting destroyed by overleveled cards? This is fine. Royal Giant chipping your tower from across the map? This is fine. Losing 3 matches in a row? This is fine. You just sit there watching your towers burn, knowing there was nothing you could do. The emote captured that feeling of accepting your inevitable defeat with dark humor. The meme was already huge on the internet, so everyone got it immediately. It became this symbol of staying calm in complete chaos. Like everything is definitely not fine, but we're gonna pretend it is anyway. Players use it when they're getting absolutely stomped, but refuse to give their opponent the satisfaction of seeing them tilt. It's acceptance and pain wrapped into one goblin sipping coffee. Deal with it, goblin. This emote has the most perfectly timed animation in gaming history. A goblin dramatically drops pixel sunglasses onto his face. The classic deal with it meme from the 2010s. Those pixelated shades that drop frame by frame. Supercell designed it specifically for clutch defensive plays. You know, when you barely stop a massive push and need to flex about it, the animation timing is actually perfect. The glasses drop exactly when the opponent's last troop dies. Players learned to time it so the deal with it moment syncs perfectly with the tower killing the final unit. It became its own skill to predict when to use it for maximum disrespect. The emote was one of the first times a game took a viral internet meme and turned it into something you could actually use in matches. It felt natural instead of forced. This set the standard for every meme-based emote that came after it. Vine's Emotes Pack. This is just straight up stupid. Supercell released a bundle with Vine's emotes for $10 and literally nobody wanted to buy it. Like, the emotes weren't bad, but $10 for plant emotes? Really? The community collectively looked at it and said, nah, we're good. Only a few hundred of the top emote collectors even bothered getting it, and these are people who buy literally everything. The bundle included a couple Vines emotes that were supposed to be cute or funny, but they just didn't land. Players didn't connect with them at all. No personality, no meme energy, just plants doing plant things. Compare that to Goblin emotes or King emotes that have actual character, and it's obvious why nobody cared. $10 felt like a complete ripoff for something you'd never actually use. Now these emotes are accidentally rare because almost nobody bought them. Not because they're exclusive or hard to get, just because they were so forgettable that people didn't waste their money. If you see someone using Vines emotes, you're either facing a completionist collector or someone who made a terrible purchasing decision. This proved that not every emote Supercell releases is gonna be a hit. And this next emote made everyone hate one specific card even more, Royal Ghost emote. This one is accidentally rare for a weird reason. Only 284 of the top 1,000 emote collectors actually have it, not because it was exclusive or hard to get, but because of how Clash Royale used to work back in the day. In 2017, Supercell completely removed legendary trophies from the game. You remember those? After you hit 3,000 trophies in Legendary Arena, you'd start earning legendary trophies as a separate thing. When they deleted that entire system, they had to compensate players who'd grinded for those trophies. If you had 15,000 legendary trophies, you got this Royal Ghost emote as a reward. Sounds simple, but here's the problem. Most players either didn't have that many legendary trophies or just weren't playing during that specific time period in 2017, so the emote became rare by accident. Now, if you see someone using it, you know they were grinding back when legendary trophies were still a thing. It's basically proof you're facing an OG player who was there during a system that doesn't even exist anymore. Wild to think that was 2017. The game has changed so much since then that newer players don't even know what legendary trophies were. This emote is a relic from a completely different era of Clash Royale. Make sure you're subscribed because these next ones get absolutely insane. Text he ha. This emote is pure pay-to-taunt energy. Only 283 of the top 1,000 collectors own it. Not because it's tournament exclusive or anything skill-based, nope. You literally have to spend money to get it, like actual cash. It's only available through the Supercell ID Rewards website for 2,500 points. And how do you get those points? By buying stuff through the Supercell store. We're talking around $50 spent on other items just to earn enough points for this emote. So yeah, everyone has access to the regular Laughing King emote that's been tilting players forever, but they don't have the he ha text version. That's locked behind a paywall. It's the same toxic energy as the laugh, but in pure text form. Somehow it feels even more disrespectful because it's silent. Your brain just fills in the mocking laughter while you watch the text pop up on screen. The fact that you have to drop $50 on random store items just to unlock the privilege of using text-based BM is insane. But that's exactly why it's rare. Most players look at that price tag and go, yeah, I'm good. The ones who do have it are either whales who buy everything anyway, or people who really wanted to flex their spending. If you see this emote, you know your opponent paid real money specifically to mock you better. But these next emotes are so rare that almost nobody has them. Rascal Twins Cake. This emote is way rarer than most people think. Only 225 of the top 1,000 collectors actually own it. Back in March 2019, during the Clash Royale anniversary celebration, content creators hosted special in-game tournaments. The crazy part, you just had to join the tournament to get this emote, didn't even have to win, just show up and you got the Rascal Girls lovingly sharing a giant birthday cake. So why is it so rare if it was that easy? Because most players had no idea these content creator tournaments were even happening. You had to be following specific creators, catch their announcements at the right time, and join before the tournaments filled up. If you missed it forever. No second chances. A lot of players were just offline or didn't see the posts when it happened. This emote proves that sometimes being in the right place at the right time matters more than being good. And this next emote was literally an accident. Little Prince Wink. This emote was a complete accident, and now it's worth thousands. From 2023, the infamous accidental release, the Little Prince giving a smug, confident wink. Supercell accidentally made it available in the shop for only a few hours. They realized the mistake and yanked it immediately. Most players didn't even know it existed. Fewer than 100 players worldwide managed to buy it before it got pulled. Literally, the rarest purchasable emote in Clash Royale history. The smug wink makes it the ultimate flex. People who own it were just lucky enough to be online at the exact right moment. Account sellers list accounts with this thing for thousands of actual dollars. The accidental nature makes it even more valuable than intentional limited releases. If you ever see this in a match, just know you're facing someone sitting on a gold mine. But this next emote proves you're literally top 100 in the world. King Polishing Trophy. Only 23 of the top 1,000 collectors have this emote. That's insane. This was a reward for finishing top 100 in global tournaments back when they were still active. The king obsessively cleaning a massive trophy with extreme detail. The animation is 10 seconds long, one of the longest in the game, but here's the catch. Even if you finished top 100, you didn't automatically get it. Supercell ran terms of service checks on everyone. If you were disruptive in the community or shared your account with someone, you got disqualified. No emote for you. So the people who actually own this had to be top 100 and pass Supercell's behavior checks. That's why the number is so ridiculously low. Global tournaments were insanely competitive. Finishing top 100 meant near perfect play against thousands of skilled players. Using this emote is basically announcing I'm elite level and Supercell approved me. When you see it, you know you're about to get absolutely demolished by someone who's just built different. It's the most intimidating emote based purely on what it represents skill-wise. 20 win challenge. This emote is pure skill issue energy. Only 42 of the top 1,000 collectors own it. To get this, you had to complete the 20 win challenge that ran in late December 2024. The emote shows a goblin flexing inside a trophy with face paint and CRL colors. Pretty fitting for such a brutal achievement. The 20 win challenge is considered the hardest format Supercell has ever created. You need to win 20 matches with minimal losses allowed. One bad matchup, one misplay, one connection issue, and you're done. Start over. The mental pressure alone is brutal. You're not just playing against random players, you're facing other people on massive win streaks who are just as good or better than you. Even professional players and content creators who play this game for a living struggle to complete it. Some of the best players in the world failed multiple attempts. The success rate was absurdly low. When you see this emote, you should immediately respect whoever you're facing because they prove they can perform under extreme pressure against elite competition. This represents the absolute pinnacle of competitive achievement in the entire game.